Hello everyone, Pesach Sameach. I want to talk today about something that I think in my opinion, is not talked about too much. Yes, we have a very, very strange custom just before Pesach that it's called custom-taanit bechorot, which means in Hebrew, literally the fast of the firstborn. Okay, what is this fast? Of course, we can talk halachically about the fast itself and who needs to fast, why, and how. And the reason that we do this fast is usually because, Hashem saved the firstborn of Egypt when Am Israel left Egypt, and that's why today the firstborn of Israel has to have a fast just before this holiday day starts. But there is a question about this and why this fast is so important. What does it mean? And I want to bring a little bit a different light into it, and I think it's going to answer many questions. So, is this fast something that it should mean something for us? Why it was so important that Hashem had to declare the eternal fast? Yes, do we have to think something about this more and to understand more about it? And I think the answer to this question is that it has everything to do with the idea of the firstborn. Because this idea of the firstborn turns out everywhere in the story of Passover. It's sort of like the bechor, the firstborn books out the entire story of Passover. Yes, it is the last of the 10 terrible plagues that the Egyptian had to go through, but it also features in the beginning of the story. So Hashem tells Pharaoh in the beginning of the story that if he's not going to release the Israelites, he is going to kill the firstborn of Egypt. And Hashem is telling Moses, Beni bechori Israel, my firstborn child is Israel. Shelach et beni veyavdeni, send out my child that he may serve me. We have many time in the story of the Exodus, in the Agadah, we have many times the word bechor. Hashem goes back and back again, and Am Israel many times is called the bechor, a firstborn by Hashem. First of all, we can say that this verse is very, very strange, because we are all children of God, we are all children of Hashem. So why the firstborn is something so important? And since when Hashem feels so threatened, by the idea of daring to do something, with the firstborn with Hashem's firstborn. What is this idea? It's really, really strange if you think about it. And we almost even call the entire holiday, almost by this, because Passover means that Hashem passed over the houses of the Jews in the tent, when he killed the firstborn. This is how Am Israel, the firstborn of Israel, was saved, because in that night Hashem knew to make a distinction between the houses of Israel and the houses of Egyptians. So it's clear that the firstborners, it's central to the essence of Pesach itself. This is what is this all about the firstborn. So let's talk about that a little bit, because this is not a minor detail at all. Okay, so what exactly is so special by being a firstborn? What is the role of the firstborn in the family? So let's say I'm a child and my parents just bought the beautiful vase, that they put aside, and I'm breaking it. So of course my parents can tell me that it's not okay to lie, and I can roll my eyes and say yes, okay, of course, but if I break the vase, I'm going to be very, very afraid, and I'm going to hide, yes, the whatever is left from it, and not say a word, or really hide it from my parents. But there is also a better way of having an impact on a child by not lying to their children. Yes, children, if they don't have a role model and you just tell them, okay, don't do that or don't do that, sometimes it's very hard, because up until they don't feel it themselves, they don't do something, they are not going to listen. Yes, they have to go through it to listen. But when you have a role model, when you have someone that you look up to, and you see like a big sister or big brother, yes, and they break the vase, and instead of hiding it, of course, this brother and sister, they both have they have a choice now to hide it or to say the truth. Yes, so by saying the truth and be truth and say, okay, I broke the vase, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I broke it, I set up an example. Okay, the brother and the sister, the firstborn, they set up an example for the little children, because then the little children are looking at the big brother and sister and say, okay, if they did it, we also have to be truthful and say the truth. Yeah, so that's better than just telling the child don't lie, yes, and rolling your eyes on that. Of course, when a kid takes responsibility for their actions, even though they are firstborn, but they are the also children, it looks different in the eyes of the other children, because they are also children. She or he, they are children like us. Yes, so of course we literally get it. Yeah, when we see an example, and that's why God is so worried. Yes, that's why Hashem is so concerned with the firstborn of Egypt, because the firstborn are those who facilitate the transmission of the values from generation to generation. And of course, we all agree that the values of the Egyptians in that period were really, really not good values to pass to the next generation. That's why the target is the firstborn. Yes, because Hashem has certain values that he wants to transmit, yes, to transmit to the world, and values who are completely opposite of the Egyptians' values, or what the Egyptians stood for. Righteousness and justice, yes, caring for the weak and vulnerable, and more. And who helps God to transmit his values? This is where Am Israel comes in. We are meant to be God's firstborn because we need to be the role models for the world. Yes, the one who will take these divine values that he gave us and show them to the world. We are the example. We need to tell the world what Hashem wants from the world, how the life should be living. Yes, by this, that God gave us the Torah, which are the instruction for us to live a healthy life. We are the ones that we are supposed, yes, to show everyone what it looks like to live in the real world. And in the real world, sometimes children break vases. Yes. And of course, Hashem gave us a book of instruction to tell us what to do in that case. Yes, not to lie, not to hide, to take responsibility for our actions. And through the Torah, God shows us, and the rest of the children of the world, what to do when we break a vase. This is what the Passover is all about. Yes, of course, Hashem took us out of slavery. Hashem took us out from Egypt. Yes, and every year we go back and back out of Egypt. But why did he took us out of Egypt for? Yeah, We talk about this many times. What is the purpose? What we have to do? Yes, to give us a mission, to help Him spread justice and righteousness into the world in all the four corners of the earth. This is why we celebrate Ta'anit Bechorot, the fast of the firstborn, each year on the day before Passover. Is to get us thinking about firstborn. Ultimately, yes, the reason is to direct our thoughts to the right place. Bring yourself to a proper mindset, and we can all do that, firstborn or not. We all should pause on the eve of Passover to reflect on the fact, yes, of how we are living up to the challenge of being God's firstborn. Not only is that the core of Passover, it is at the core of what it means to be a Jew in this world. I wish you all an amazing Passover, that we all will feel that we went out of Egypt really, and we will have the merit to see the Geulah and the Mashiach speedily and fast, yes, and in our days. Happy Passover. Chag Sameach.